introduce Louis?
Yes, we're back to Nye County. Tom Gibson, Chuck Augustin, and we have Louis on the phone. I assume that's Louis DeCano. Welcome to the show, and please no swear words.
I give you my word, I'll be as calm as can be. And you're right, this is Louis DeCano. How you guys doing, gentlemen?
Good. No card game tonight?
I played a little bit. I came home. I actually came home early because I wanted to see your program, because I know you guys put on a good program. You bring out good points and stuff. So I actually quit the card game early. So you guys are special.
You're awesome.
Okay, what I was going to say is, you know, when the highest paid people in your community are paid with the tax dollar, there's something wrong here, okay? Now, that's almost like having a street gang running our community, where it's like, hey, you people want to live here in our community, you got to keep paying us.
Absolutely.
And if we want more money, we just tell you, you have to pay us more money. Well, that's how a street gang runs. It's not supposed to run like that. And another thing, you know, I see some of these people, like in the sheriff's department and the DA's office, these people don't even want to do their job. And the sad part is, whether they do their job or not, they still get paid. They don't have to show production. See, as far as I'm concerned, I believe that, like, the businessman, you need people that have, like, a business attitude, where if you don't show production in whatever your business is, you don't make a profit. You don't get extra money. You have got to do a good job. And the bottom line, the same people that are benefiting by all this stuff are the people making all the decisions to get more money. And the bottom line, every time they want more money, they tell the citizens, well, we're going to raise your taxes. Well, we're going to do this. And I tell you what, like I said, I wouldn't mind if everything was running smooth and stuff. But don't tell me that when things are bumpy and there's all kinds of problems in all these departments that people deserve more money. And I'll tell you what, I could really solve the budget problem here. Very simple, and I'm serious, I'm not making this up. Instead of me, who I'm on Social Security because I worked, I paid into Social Security. Now, instead of me, with my tax dollar, paying for their retirement, why don't you put them all on Social Security? That might solve our budget problems and stuff. That's just my opinion. What do you gentlemen think?
Well, my opinion of what you said is that yes, our tax dollars are being extracted from taxpayers. And the thing is, I don't think people who don't pay taxes really have a lot to say. They may have the right to vote. That's nothing I can control. But people, if you don't pay taxes and you don't produce, and all you're doing is sucking and sucking and sucking like a vampire on his host's neck, then what are you doing? What is your worth? And that's why I can't understand why anybody. Oh, it's okay to bring all these people over from all these different countries and as immigrants and if they're going to work, that's one thing. But if they're going to go immediately on welfare, what have we done? We're just making it worse for ourselves. But all that said is, what I had an idea what we can do to make a tremendous dent in this budget is stop hiring new cops, start working the old ones out of the program, and then we have to break these unions, because the unions got these cops making more money. These cops make more money than most lawyers. I mean, 5 to 10, up to 5 to 10 years out of law school, and so I can, avoid education. All I got to do is just go to the academy and get a job with the Nye County Sheriff's Office. The next thing I know, I'm making close to $100,000 a year. And surprisingly, most of that's overtime, though. They get all kinds of overtime, so they make a pretty good deal. So. How you get around that is community policing. Just say, for instance, we instead of calling the cops when someone's causing a problem, people go over there and are more proactive in their own neighborhoods. And let me give you an example. The neighbor next door and his wife are screaming and hollering at each other. You go over there with another neighbor, you do an intervention, you try to work things out so it doesn't get to the point where a cop is needed. And if a cop is needed, okay, fine. But if the community, more people in the community police themselves, then there'd be less need for cops, and there'd be less need for public defenders,
Yep.
and less need for DAs, and less need for judges, and less need for jails, and all this. And so community policing should be the first thing that we start with, and that alone would knock millions out of this budget, and I promise you it would.
Absolutely.
Well, here's the thing. It's obvious. If people did their job, if the law enforcement did their job, you wouldn't keep needing more law enforcement. It's that simple. But you see, when they know that they can hire their pals, they can hire their relatives and their buddies and put them on the payroll, and the taxpayers got to pay the bill, they really don't care. I guarantee you, if you had a businessman running the sheriff's department, okay, they could make it run more efficiently, make our town and our county safer without increasing the budget, without adding new people. It's almost like when you have a business and business is sort of running bad. The solution isn't to hire more people, because actually that just adds to your bills and stuff. You got to work more efficiently. Like, you know, when I was a kid, I was brought up, I was like every other kid, where he says, well, I want this and I want that. And this is the way it was explained to me. We can't afford that. We have to live within our budget. That's just the way it was. And when I worked in the construction field, it's not like, well, we got to hire more people. No, they used to tell us, you guys got to work a little faster. It's that simple. Bottom line, it's not run like a business. It's being run like a bureaucracy where they can do whatever they want. There's no accountability. And a bottom line, when the people with the tax, the people that are being paid with the tax dollar are the highest paid people in your community, something is definitely wrong. Okay, listen, guys, I'll give somebody else an opportunity to call, and you got a good program. And like I said, I went through the whole thing. I didn't swear once. Now, when I hang up, I may swear a little bit, but you know,
Especially when I read these figures. Thanks,
you guys have
Louis.
a good night.
Thanks, Louis. Okay, let me go over some of these figures. Noah, can you show it on the screen? Now, these are the median averages. Median average is when you have like 100 salaries, and you list them all, and if there's 100, you take the middle one, which is 50, and that's your median. It's not the mean, where you take 100 salaries, add them up, and divide by 100. But actually, it works out better as the median, the one in the middle, because we have such a slanted portion of money going toward the top. So this gives you a little better idea of what the average person makes. Okay, so the median amount, keep that up there, Noah, will you? The median amount for Nye County sheriffs, the base pay, or they call it regular pay, is $64,460 a year. With benefits, it's $106,400. The attorneys, there's 9 of them. By the way, there's 90 officers and investigators that I determined was a full year's salary. Now, I can't be positive, but the number's pretty close anyway. There was 9 attorneys at the DA's office, including prosecutors and civil attorney, et cetera. Their average was almost $100,000. And with benefits, $152,000. The
5 minutes.
Okay, justices of the peace, $98,000 pay, $115,000, $116,000 on base and benefits. Now, the rest of the directors of the various departments in the general government, the leadership of planning and that kind of stuff. Their average is $95,006, and with benefits, $133,000. The commissioners, this is shocking to most people, but they're considered part-time. They only make $27,500 on the base and $47,700 with benefits. Then you take all branches, of, including the ones above, and you put them all together. There was a total of 367 that I determined earned a salary for the full year. And the average employee in government makes a base salary of $50,500, and with the benefits, $80,800. Now, your average person in Nye County, the household, not the individual, the household, is making roughly $42,000 a year. So you see how huge government salaries are compared to the normal person. Thanks, Noah.
And that's, therein lies the problem, and you nailed it. And but this is not a situation that we can't rectify.
Yeah, exactly.
But you have to get the commissioners to agree with it, because the commissioners are president and Congress wrapped up in one on a local level, and they can do all kinds of things in a positive or negative way depending on how you look at it. But we, the people of the county of Nye, need to impress upon our commissioners that it is extremely important to, if anything else, is to manage our money properly. And I don't think they are. I don't think they realize that they're wasting our community's money on things that are completely unnecessary. I mean, they really are. These things that I just described, if you hired right now, if you hired 20 more cops, and then the DA's office would say, oh gosh, you have to have another attorney, and they'd have another attorney, and then you got to hire more people in the justice court, and then there's, oh no, we need another judge too. It's got a symbiotic relationship, the pebble in the pool effect. Everything that we do above and beyond what we're currently doing was going to require more money. But instead of going back and thinking about, let's be efficient. If you want to, efficiency is more important than numbers. If we can efficiently police our people through I say community policing and reduce the crime rate by the people themselves, reducing it by intervention, and there's, it's a whole topic of conversation, but if and I'm happy to do it in the future, but reduce the amount of cops, reduce the amount of prosecutors, reduce the amount of court personnel, and reduce the amount of people in the jail, obviously, and instead of putting them in jail, incarcerating them, put them to work.
Across the board, all of government. I mean, the Republicans keep saying smaller government, but they keep.
The reason I'm beating up on the court system is because I live it.
Yeah,
I've been there.
Right.
I can tell you. I mean, give me the ability to slash budgets, and I will make this county happy.
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, that's my platform.
Now that's a key thing. Vote for people that are going to get up there and say, I am going to do everything possible to cut this enormous budget compared to the average person, to reduce these salaries. Okay, we're going to go to break.